Rose is a psychic and counsellor in Auckland, New Zealand. She gives readings and teachings to provide support and direction to her clients.
How long have you been working as a psychic?
I've been working as a psychic for 15 years. I had a lot of things happen to me when I was younger that I didn't understand, coincidences, understanding things that I hadn't actually heard, and knowing information. It was almost as if people were speaking to me and I understood things, and I could tune into people's thoughts and could see auras and conditions around people. So I wanted to learn more about this, so I went to London where I did meditation, and I went to the spiritualist church and I studied there for many years, and then I felt that I'd actually been very passive and received a lot through meditation, but I hadn't actually, there wasn't anyone I could ask questions from and take direct instructions from. So I went to the College of Psychic Studies, where there were people who were able to teach and to explain things to me, and it was there that I learnt how to work as a medium. So I went on as well to do further education as a counsellor and person-centred counselling and neuro-linguistic programming, and working as a therapist with groups. So I draw on all of these skills to be able to bring through messages of inspiration and hope, and to give information to my clients in a way which can help them to achieve the best from their lives.
How can a reading help a person?
A reading can be helpful in many ways. It creates an objective viewpoint so that a person can receive assistance and can see their lives from a different perspective, so that they can make decisions, so that they can make choices with a lot more information. I like to be able to help people to feel uplifted and to gain a fresh perspective, and a perspective of belief in themselves and confidence, to be able to make perhaps decisions they would otherwise not make, knowing that they can create the best outcome for their lives. I've given thousands of readings over the years, and I've helped people from all sorts of walks of life, doctors and nurses, people who work for the council, psychologists and therapists. I gave a reading for a mayoral candidate, and I was asked recently to go on the television program Eating Media Lunch and tune into the leaders' debate, the two candidates for the Prime Minister of New Zealand, John Key and Helen Clark, and to be able to tune into them psychically and to give perhaps a little bit further information than what is going on the surface. So a reading can be helpful for people to see things deeper and more clearly, and to gain greater insight. There are many throughout history people who have used psychics to gain information and to act as advisors in government and in royal matters. Henry VIII and the Oracle at Delphi. There are many cultures who've drawn on the wisdom of psychics. So it gains an added insight and can give you a fresh perspective on your life.
What what ways have your readings helped people?
Just to think about some of the ways that my readings have helped people. Just for example, there was a lady who came for a reading, and when I tuned into her, I saw her wearing a firefighter's uniform, and I told her this, and she said, "Oh yes, I've applied twice, but I haven't been able to get in." And I said, "Well, apply a third time." And she said, "Oh no, I don't think I will be successful." And I said, "Yes, you try a third time, you will succeed." And next time I saw her, I was at a Santa parade, and there was a fire engine going past, and there, standing in the fire engine, was this lady waving at the crowds wearing a firefighter's uniform. And you may see her today on the television as a firefighter giving people advice on fire safety. So indeed that lady was successful. I believe that had I not given her that information, that perspective of seeing that this is in her future, she may not have had the courage and the belief in herself to go and apply the third time. Sometimes readings can help people by having a connection from spirit, and sometimes people are held back by grief, and that their lives are really can be very hampered by feeling there's some regrets or something they didn't say to someone. So being able to connect to that person in spirit and bring messages from them to that person, and also to be able to convey messages the other way, can help with that acceptance and enable a person to move on. And also it gives people the faith to know that they are not alone. So a reading can be helpful in many ways, not just with the here and now and the physical life, but also with the spiritual life. And spirit can help manifest wonderful things in people's lives. So it enables people to believe in a higher power, which is very important, because we are not alone. And that's it.